Melissa here again. I'm just doing some writing, some reading, some writing. As I'm sitting at the table, I had decluttered my table today, and I'm sitting there, and I had comments to some comments that I had made on Live Action. You can check it out in my community page or go to Live Action. So, we need to understand abortion much better than we are. We saw a comment from somebody saying abortion, women need to go to jail for abortion, for murder. Okay, first of all, you have to define murder. What is murder? Murder is the intentional killing of a child. Abortion has been so much in the dark that we haven't talked about it. Like the last 7 years, we're talking about it as a society. We haven't been talking about this. So, when we think of the intentional killing of a child, we would have to define the heart, really. I mean, if you want to take this to court, you'd have to define the heart. And did somebody willfully know? Did they willfully know that you were killing a child? That's going to depend on what you believe, right? So my mother had like a sixth grade education, and she had a very rough life. She was brought up in the projects. Am I going to expect her to know exactly the same thing a doctor would know? No, not at all. Would I expect my father, who was brought up on a farm and very ignorant at the time of what a woman's body goes through, to understand completely the development of a child? No. Do I think there's some knowledge where they already had me and my brother that they knew more than I did? Definitely. So you're really going to have to define this. And we see the doctor's offices saying this is a blob of tissue, right? So even looking back at my medical notes that I got years later, like 20 years later or something, the doctors have called this a blob of tissue. And so the lies around abortion are huge, okay? And even if my mother did know, which, I think she probably knew enough. She probably knew enough. And, maybe not, I guess what I'm trying to say is even if she did know, she also having that, and I'm not excusing this at all, I'm not justifying it, but where she had a really rough life, she could have definitely dealt with stuff better, but she also had a lot of stuff going on that, caused the impulsive decision she made. So, you really got to define this. So somebody's on this saying, women should be charged with murder. No. No, there's too many circumstances to be able to charge someone with murder. First of all, it was legal, first of all, and I'm not saying that it's not wrong. The state had, it defined as legal at the time. We would have to have laws that would define it as illegal, first of all. And then, there's different degrees of murder. There's definitely the doctors. Yes, I would say the doctors who are doing the killing, yes, they need to be charged with murder. And we do need to stop abortion. But we need to understand there is a vast amount of women who have not understood abortion at all. And if they knew what they knew, I don't think they would have done it. So there's a lot of intricacies here in the circumstances that happen. And, one of the things women do, like I had a bad experience with my boyfriend, okay? So he lied to me. No way did I want to be pregnant. There was no way I wanted to be pregnant. I actually was breaking up with this guy, and he's crying and stuff. So the nice girl I was, I felt bad for him. I doubted myself and thought, okay, maybe I should stay with him because I felt bad, right? I didn't want to be a mean girl. And you can see the mean girls out there. I see them in the culture all the time. Yesterday I worked with a couple super nice girls, super sweet, good character, nice girls, okay? So I was a nice girl. And, when somebody has lied to you like that, and, the condom breaks after telling you that the condom was safe, I mean, there's a million things that go on right there. There is, holy cow, he just lied to me. Holy cow, I should have trusted my gut. It wasn't 100% consensual. And the fact that, there were mind games and tricks played where I thought I could trust him. And then to be tricked and to have that trust broken, so that he got what he wanted. It just, there's so much to deal with, so much that you can't even, really define what's going on, and a wall goes up. It's don't touch me, don't talk to me, don't even think of bothering with me after what you just did to me. That you put me in a position, of lying to me and thinking that I could now be pregnant. There was that possibility. So I just moved on, said, bring me home, the end of the whole relationship. And, if I had somebody there who could have talked to me and said, hey, what's going on, with Randy. I mean, that was his name, Randy from Pittsfield. You guys broke up? What happened? Nobody asked me what happened. We were together about a year. What happened? Why did you break up with him? I had no conversation, not one person to help me to say, what's going on in your life? All I knew was that we were done, and I was now dating another guy who liked me named Mike. And I just went on with my life. I thought, okay, I'm invincible. Very unlikely I'm going to be pregnant. And that slight 1%, that may have been there, I just figured, how common would that be? The condom breaks, and how unlikely would that be, right? So sure enough, with my luck, yeah, that's what happened. And so if I would have had somebody there to have helped me too, when I found out I was pregnant, when my mother told me I was pregnant, I would have been able to have the support. And just like girls who are raped, not the same thing, okay? It wasn't the same, but that, saying maybe they have that feeling of stay away from me, and they need the counsel, right? They need the counsel to get through this. So we need to care about women who are raped. A lot of times we don't care about them. We just think, oh, go ahead and have an abortion. We don't really care about them getting through the healing of the rape or sexual assault or anything. But there needs to be that time period after something happens where there's counsel and somebody can help and say, okay, you're pregnant and this is what it means and this is what's going to happen. But instead we have people who exploit people during a crisis, right? That's what's really happening. So, yeah, just some comments there. And we need to understand the circumstances. We haven't been talking about this as a society, and society is now understanding what abortion is after about 50 years of this going on. And we haven't heard all the stories. We need to get the stories out of the girls who have been taken advantage of. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.